Hello everybody, this is Gordy Taylor. I do some YouTube videos, and apparently I don't tag them or post them right because my views have been terrible. But anyways, today I want to talk about mental health care in Arizona and hospital visits. This is sort of a personal thing, so excuse me if I get a little emotional or pissed off. And kidnapping apparently in the United States is okay. It's okay. They can kidnap people. I don't know a whole lot about the laws. I don't claim to be a genius. I just want information. And I want to know how many people out there, if you ever had somebody checked in the hospital, and I personally spent a lot of time in the hospital, a bunch of them, Mayo Clinic, Banner Estrella, been over at West Valley. Every time I've checked into the hospital, they've given me paperwork. When you register and you go in and they check you in the emergency room. They take your insurance, they want to know a little background history about you and what went on and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So they can diagnose you and do a process of elimination and make the right call. I think that's how it works. Anybody out there who knows more than me, I'm sure that's everybody, or that can help me or answer any questions. But I'm going to explain what's going on here so everybody knows. Because I just posted a video. And I didn't talk on it beforehand. It was just, an action video from the hospital last night. Last week on Friday, and some of you may have seen it on Facebook, is a person in my family is experienced some kind of disease coming on, or maybe it's a chemical imbalancement or something in the system, and they're not thinking completely clear. But wandered off and we couldn't find them. We searched for 2, 3, 4 hours. Then my daughter said, well, let's call the police. And the police said because they don't have any diagnosed schizophrenia, bipolar, retarded, I don't fucking know, one of those, that they can't write a report. And they're an adult. And I said, okay, that's cool. I've never called the police before, so I don't know. They enlightened me. Every time the police have been called somewhere I went, it's always been bad. So, I let my daughter handle that. She likes the police, call the police, give it a whirl. I try to tell her, but they're cool. I like them. They don't bother me that much. But anyways, so like I said, my son and daughter and I, we searched all over. We drove all over the West Valley here looking for this person, and couldn't find him. So I get home, it might be about 3:30 or so. We drove around for about 4 hours, and then my daughter's phone rings, and they pick this person up, and because they probably think you're under a little mental distress, or you're not thinking clearly, or you're on crack, or any of those issues. It doesn't really matter. That's not the problem at hand. The problem at hand is when they dropped him off at the hospital. They dropped him off at the hospital. Then we came up there, and they interviewed us, and want to know if this person is tried to kill anybody, and tried to kill themselves, and anything like that. And do you feel they're a danger? No. You answer all the questions, and this is something new, and we need to find out what's going on. And God, if they bag people up for talking to themselves, or tell them, fuck, I just killed somebody today. Saying stuff like that, I'd have been fucking locked in the hospital years ago. But anyway, so you would think when you get to the hospital and you're going to register and check in, that they would have some kind of protocol for this, where they take the next of kin, or how do you say it, the significant other, or the whoever's in charge, or whatever, and take them back there and interview you and get some history from you, and background and insurance cards and licenses and all that good stuff, so they know who you are, they know who the patient is, and you get copies of paperwork so you know where your relative's at, or a friend, or whatever, just so they don't lose them in the system. It could be like county jail, where you get in there and fuck, they don't find you for 3 weeks, but who knows. Actually, I think it would be better if you were in county jail right now after the experiences I had. So anyways, this was on Friday morning, 5 a.m. last week, the 16th of January. And today, I don't even know what fucking date it is. It just seems like they've all been blended together. Today's January 22nd. That's a lot of days. And I sat in that hospital from January 15th at 5 a.m. I sat there all day, that whole day, till 9 o'clock at night. Nobody wanted any information from me. Nobody asked for my ID. They didn't want any background information on this person, which I think would be sort of important to what's going on here, especially if, you know, what if somebody had somebody in their family that whacked themselves off? I don't mean like this. I mean bang in the head, or drank themselves to death, or something along that lines. I would think that if your person got picked up in distress, that would be some important information. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not smart. I already told you guys that. But I would think that'd be pertinent information that you'd probably want to know, because it could be genetic, or something like that. And but let's get back to it. I sat till 9 o'clock at night. Nobody contacted me. So I left after visiting hours. I go home. I get up the next day, and I come down, and this person had been, they're half naked, mind you. They took all their clothes away from them. They don't want them to hang themselves or something. This person is, had been tied down all night long. The person tried to get up and leave. They didn't want to be there. And nobody signed anything to put them in there. And they decided that it takes 6 security guards to get one person. And I don't know if this is true or not, but this person says, you know, that security guard right there punched me in the face. And, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to go with it. We're just going to let this go. Let's see what the doctors say when they come talk to us, and we'll bring that up, and yada, 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 yada. So that was 8:30 in the morning. Come 9 o'clock at night on day 2. Did a doctor come speak to me? No, they did not. Did a nurse speak to me? Nope, not even a nurse. And everybody walks around that fucking hospital over there, West Valley Hospital in Goodyear, Arizona. Looks like they just fucking hate their jobs. Now, last time I checked, nurses, they make great money. People that work in the hospital do okay. If you don't like your job, don't go to fucking work. It's easy as that. Don't spread your fucking bad fucking bah humbug shit on everybody else, because it fucks up everybody's day. Sorry, I don't mean to get out of hand. You know, you're working with the public, and you're working with the public when they're at a time at need. You know, you need to try to be friendly, smile, how are you today? Anything. Even a fuck you. Anything. But these people walk around with sticks in their ass and snobby looks on their face like they're pissed off, and we're just ruining their day by being there. But, you know, I'm not smart. But I sat down when I got home that night, and I thought, wow, if there was no patients there, these motherfuckers wouldn't have a job, would they? So I think it's sort of a customer-orientated business. And they should probably treat the customers a little better. I know in the last 2 years I had my gallbladder out, I had a double hernia surgery there, I had my spleen removed, my wife had shoulder surgery, my son had knee surgery over at West Valley Hospital. Everybody said, don't go to West Valley, they ain't worth a broken dick. They seem to be all right. So when this time, when they took this person, you know, we thought it was okay if they went there. Okay, now I'm into day 2. It's Saturday, I'm going home. Spent the whole day there. Didn't have any interaction with anybody. It was like I'm invisible, man. I should probably go rob a bank or something. If nobody can see me, I can walk around doing whatever I want. That's my thought, and that's just how nuts I am, and I talk to myself, and hopefully nobody's seeing me talking to myself, because in Arizona, if somebody thinks you're nuts, they can drag you to a hospital and say, this guy's nuts, he was threatening to kill himself, and sign a piece of paper, and bam, you're not out until they feel you can go out. And if people are like me, God, they'd never let me out. So I'm just looking around, making sure none of my neighbors are going to come tackle me and see me out here doing this. But anyways, go home, you know, I got to get some sleep. I'm just exhausted from being at the hospital all day. And I'm getting up on Sunday morning ready to go for round 2. Get there about 9:30, 10, a little later this day, because the person's parents were there. I thought I'd give them a little time together and, you know, see what's going on. And I get up there probably 10:30 or 11, and you know, they said, no, we haven't spoken to any doctors, and haven't heard anything. So, and mind you, they're not in a room now. They're not in a private room. They're still laying down in the emergency room. Naked. Oh, they got this little, it's like a dish towel, I would say, cover and stuff, barely. 6 security guards sitting by them. You know, this person wants to take a shower, they get escorted by 6 security guards. This is a hospital. This isn't a state hospital. This is a public hospital. Beautiful building. I don't think Charlie Manson takes 6 security guards to get him to the fucking shower. So I bring this person some clothes. I bring this person some fresh underwear because they got these paper things on and it doesn't look real comfortable, and fuck, I wouldn't wear them. And they put them on and they say you can't put the clothes on. Well, what if I put the red gown over the top? You won't still know I'm from this section? Oh, we might not. Wow. Okay. Oh, we go with that. We'll let that fly. But they got their own underwear on. And I go get some lunch because I'm starving, and I come back and they got the paper underwear on again. And I said, what's going on? Well, they said they wouldn't let me wear these underwear. I might hang myself with them. Okay, so why are they sitting over there on the floor? And they sat there, not only Sunday, they sat there Monday and Tuesday. And that was when I got thrown out, so I haven't been back. So I don't know. They may still be sitting there now. But if they were so worried about you having your own underwear on because you're going to hang yourself with them, when they make you take them off, I think they would get rid of them. They didn't change the sheets on the bed for 5 days. And I don't know, they didn't get insurance information from me or for anybody I know, so I'm just wondering who's flipping the bill for this, because I was reading on the internet, and because they're not a mental facility and they're not capable of treating patients that may have any kind of mental disorder, they haven't done any CAT scans that I know of. Nobody's talked to me. Nobody's talked to anybody I know. So I don't know how they can hold them, but I read they get like $5,000 a day for holding them. Now, I would think for $5,000 a day, this person would be put in a nice room with their own bathroom, a telephone, you know, they can look out the window, not leave their asses in the emergency room. I mean, that's absurd. That's treating them like animals, like dogs. That's worse than prisoners. So I don't know the laws or the ins and outs, and this is new to us and my family. You know, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this, and you know, we're not very. Those of you who do know me, we don't go around and do things very smoothly. If we're doing it 150%, and everybody's going to know about it. Where was I? I was on Sunday. Okay, anyway, Sunday night, 9 o'clock rolls around. I say goodbye to our family member, and I head out. I'm walking to the car, and my cell phone rings. And it's a woman from this place, Crisis Prevention. It's a treatment center where you go in and you get a bed, and they get to evaluate you and stuff like that. And this person says, Mr. Taylor, and I says, yes. And they said, this is such and such. I said, okay. And she said, I've talked to your wife. She looks like, whoop, 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 back up, back up, back up, back up. Nobody heard that. I talked to your family member, and it looks like they're doing a little better. And I said, well, great. You know, I've spent the last 3 days here. And she said, there's no beds available in around here. Or actually in the state, I think. And we don't have anything available. But what we were going to do is we're going to go evaluate this person tomorrow morning. And if the evaluation goes good, we want to send them home with you. And I said, that's fine. I'm at home all the time. I have no place to go. We can handle it there. We can get them to whatever they need, some kind of therapy or meetings or whatever they have for this. I mean, we still don't know what's wrong. Because I haven't seen any blood tests. I haven't seen any CAT scans. You know, we could have a tumor or something and we don't know about. So, like I said, I'm an idiot, and these guys are higher education, but like I always say, higher education doesn't mean you're smarter. It just means your parents spent more money. But anyways, and I said, great. I said, have somebody call me. And I gave her my phone number, and let me know when the evaluation is. I would like to, you know, be here and see what goes on. Okay, so I go home. I think, hey, you know, we're making some progress. Somebody talked to me after 3 days. Go to bed, get up, I'm in a good mood, have my coffee, brush my teeth, comb my hair, put my best looking clothes and sunglasses on, and I head back up to the hospital. I get there at 8:30, and you know, I stop and get some donuts and cheer. I think I make everybody cheerful that's down there, being held hostage in your fucking hospital. And I sit there, 9:30, 10:30. I let this person sleep, because I don't want to wake them up and disturb them. I don't know how well they slept. I know Friday night they had their ass kicked and fucking hogtied. So I don't know how well they sleep every night. I know they're afraid to go to sleep. So I let them sleep. So about 12 o'clock I wake them up and I said, hey, we're going to get ready. I think you're coming for an evaluation today. And I go over to the nurse's station. I said, hi. I'm Mr. Taylor, and my family member's supposed to have an evaluation today. And she says, I didn't hear that. I said, well, they called me last night on my phone when I was walking out here, 9:04. I got it on my phone still. You can see it from this telephone number. And she said, well, let me go check for you. I said, okay, I'll be back over here. And 25 minutes go by, and I haven't seen her, and she comes walking up. She says, well, that's not going to happen today. And I says, why? She says, they did the evaluation last night. And I says, at what time? They said 9:20. I said, they're going to say, I was here till 9, and they didn't evaluate anybody. And I says, but at 8:45, they gave them something to make them sleep better. I don't know what it was called, a couple Ativans or something. And all I know is my family member was snoring logs at 9:04 when I walked out of this place. So I guess they're telling me they came and waked them up from sort of like an induced sleep, I would call it, to do an evaluation that they now failed. Does that sound a little strange? These are higher education that we trust our family members' lives with, making fucking decisions like this. I blew a gasket, to say the least. I said, I'm taking them out of here right now. I don't feel confident with their life being in your guys' hands. And here's the reason why. Because nobody's gathered any information. Nobody's talked to me. Nobody's talked to my family members. And this is a crock of shit. If you're eating dinner somewhere and you don't like the food, you tell them you don't like it and you're not coming back and you leave. I says, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go out front. I'm going to get my truck. I'm going to pull the motherfucker over here and I'm going to get my wife and walk her out. And she says, no, you're not. What do you mean, no, I'm not? I don't have any paperwork. I didn't sign anything locking these people in the hospital. Because if that person, once they get there, is capable of saying, I don't want to be treated, they can leave. That's why nobody signs those damn things. Because if you sign them, I guess here in the state of Arizona, you're sort of fucked. And this lady says, we have a signed petition. I said, signed by who? I said, show it to me. Do you think I should have copies of all this paperwork from the hospital? This is a pretty important situation. You're fucking with people's lives. When you buy a car, everybody gets a copy. Press hard, you're going through 5 copies. So I would think when you're taking somebody's life and you're letting somebody else treat them, we should probably have some kind of documentation. I've always got it. When they used to drop me off at the Mayo Clinic half dead and they would check me in, man, the admitting doctor would stuff that paperwork in my shirt pocket and throw a piece of duct tape over it so my wife can grab it when she gets there. But not here at West Valley. They said, we don't have any paperwork. And this is even getting more fucking nuts now. I said, what do you mean we don't have any paperwork? They have it over at CPR. And that's the place I told you that they were going to go get treated. And I said, well, that sounds odd. And I said, I don't like that fucking answer. I said, get me some fucking paperwork. And next thing you know, she's ringing the buzzer. Here comes a little fat security guard. Here comes the police. Mr. Taylor, can you put your hands behind your head? Now, this is hindering I'm going to say it again. This is hindering my family members' recovery and rehabilitation because the doctors haven't seen her. They haven't diagnosed anything. They're not capable of diagnosing anything. But it's like a big holding bin that they get $5,000 a day for, and they feed her fucking 3 meals that are shit. And, she gets escorted to the showers by 6 security guards. Is this America we live in, or is this fucking Iraq? And anyways, can you lace your fingers behind your head? Sure, I can lace my fingers behind my head. Do you have anything that'll harm me? I say, not here. I got a bunch of shit at home that'll harm you, but I don't have any with me. Why? Do I look like somebody's going to harm you? I had a little runny nose and I had my bandana hanging out of my back pocket. I'm only 50 years old. They must have thought I was some little gangbanger. What my mom always used to say, don't judge a book by the cover. So, as they're walking out, I thought we were going to go out the front door. He says, no, we're going out over here by my car. Okay, that's cool. We can go out there. I'm all right with that. Peace. And we go out the back door and I stop and I turn around. And he says, no, keep on going. We're going all the way to the car. Am I arrested? He says, no, this is for my safety. Okay, that's cool. Your safety. I'm an old guy. I guess you feel threatened. I don't know. He says, you can't go in there and make threats that you're going to ram your truck through here and kill all our healthcare employees. I said, I didn't say that. I said, I'm going to pull my fucking truck up front, get my wife, and walk her out. Well, that's not what the nurse heard. It's not my problem what the nurse heard. The nurse is a liar. Just like the hospital's a bunch of fucking liars. They're telling me they don't have any paperwork for this person in my family that they can give me, copies, that I should have. I would think there's something illegal going on here. But no. The only thing illegal going on there is they saying I'm making threats at the hospital. Only in America. I watched the the State Address or State of the Union Tuesday. It was a Tuesday night. And they don't like people who take hostages. That's in different countries. My hostage is in my own fucking country, in my own fucking city. They're telling me I can't take her out. There's a petition signed. Well, so I go home, and like I said, I'm an idiot. Let's get online and see what I find out. Well, I can find out, yeah, it's easy to get somebody checked in, but nobody ever checks out. That sounds like a movie to me. Nobody can answer questions. How do I get them out of here? Who signs this petition? At the hospital, they tell me it's a court-ordered petition. Okay, so like my wife always says, she says, Gordon, why don't you just do things, go through the right channels. And, I'm not one to go through the right channels. That fucking takes too long. So I say, I'm going to dedicate tomorrow, my son, my daughter, and I, and we're going to go through the right channels, the proper channels. So I guess if it's a judge-induced petition, first place I'd go, the hospital's in Goodyear, I'd go to the Goodyear courthouse. So we roll up to the Goodyear courthouse, and, we're looking our best and smiling and good morning to everybody, and can I help you? And I says, well, I don't know, because I'm not familiar with this stuff, but I have a family member that's in on a mandatory 72-hour hold. She went in on Friday. Now it's, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday? Anyway, it was Tuesday. So we got a few days under our belt. Granted, it's like any other binding contract or legal contract. Weekends don't count. Okay, I'm good with that. And the petition expired on what was that? Tuesday night at midnight. That means the petition has to be renewed and re-signed, and whoever signed it needs to sign it. And granted, I haven't seen any petition yet. They can't produce my copy. They can't produce their copy. They can't produce any doctor's notes. And I think I'm the person that needs to have those. But I go to the courthouse, and the courthouse says, we have no record of anything like that. Why don't you try the police station? Goodyear police station. Well, Goodyear police just told me I'm not allowed on the property to take the proper channels. So, I'll go over there, but I'm betting they're going to say they don't have anything. That's why they sent me here. Now I feel like a cat chasing its tail. So I go there. I go to the police station. I go back home scratching my head, scratching my nuts, thinking, what is this? Where do we live? Is this not the 21st century? They require signatures and IDs for everything nowadays. But they can't produce. They cannot produce fucking paperwork on somebody they've had admitted in their hospital for 6 days now. There's something really crazy about that, and somebody's breaking a lot of fucking laws. But yet, because we're just the average white family, I don't even think we're average. They look at me and they think, that guy's an idiot. What the hell does he know? Yeah, I think the same thing. I look like an idiot. Fuck you. But anyways, if there's anybody out there that has the answers to these things, or semi-even close, or have experienced this, and God forsake, I hope nobody had to go through this, because it's really hell. Hit me up on YouTube, or go to Facebook, Gordy Taylor, or, you can get a hold of me somehow. And get a hold of me. I'd love to talk to you about it, because I really need some help on this. So let me tell you about yesterday. Yesterday I sat around the house depressed, thinking, God, I'm beat. I'm beat. I don't know what to fucking do, man. They're just holding this. They kidnapped my family member, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I sent out my email to President Obama, thinking maybe he'll email me back. And I'm sitting around the house, pissed off, not in a good mood, and my phone rings. And it's Dan. I think Dan's smarter than me. And Dan's a guy I met, a while back. And he says, how you doing? I says, well, I'm still breathing, Dan. He says, I think some laws have been broken. I says, great. I like breaking laws. And he says, no, at the hospital, I think they're breaking laws. And if there's no judge signature, and they're not showing you one, why can't you just walk your family member out? Well, now I can't walk anybody out because I'm not allowed there. But my son's there, so I send my son a text. Hey, Larry, how are you, buddy? You did a great job last night. That was freaking awesome. I sent my son a text, and I said, Larry, go to the nurse's station. I said, tell the nurse you want your copies of the paperwork. And tell her you're not taking fucking CPR has them, or they don't have them, because you want them now. Tell him your dad went to CPR and spoke with the director, Gary, and Gary says you won't have any paperwork until your fucking wife has moved here. Makes perfect sense to me, Gary. I'm just following directions. I don't like doing that neither, but I did. And the woman says, well, we don't have any. I said, Dad, no. You tell her she's going to be the first one prosecuted for this crime of holding a hostage or kidnapping, because she's the first line of defense. And she's taking somebody's word for it. Just because they're their superior, she doesn't have any documentation. So you're taking somebody's word and you're kidnapping. Now you're in with kidnapping. I says, you need to have her write down that you're in fear for your mother's life at this facility and note it in whatever kind of file, if she writes it on her fucking forehead and brings it back to work with her tomorrow, so we know it's documented in case something happens to her here. Because now we rose a little stink and their fat fucking security guard thinks he's got an attitude. Dude, don't let me see you around town. And if he lays a finger or tries to inject something in her, I want it to be duly noted that we don't want it done. We don't want the straps put on them. If you guys aren't qualified to talk somebody calm, you shouldn't have them in your hospital. Do you understand that? You know, again, I'm not smart, but I was national sales manager for a Fortune 500 company, packaging corporation. And I had salespeople for me, and I ran the sales division. And if I ran a business like that, I'd have fucking been axed the same day. The same day. You don't treat people like that. You listen. If more people would listen, a lot of people can hear, but not many people listen. And if more people listened to other people, they would know what they're asking and they could answer simple questions instead of saying we don't have that. If you don't have that, I'm pretty sure you're committing a crime and you're kidnapping my relative. So last night, my son's pumped up, and we're in there, and he's telling him, he says, you're going to be the first one prosecuted. He's taking pictures of everybody in the room. They got a bunch of security in there. And they said, what are you doing? I said, tell them you're taking pictures for their own safety. He said, I'm taking pictures of you guys for your safety. That way, when the police come here and start prosecuting tomorrow, I can tell them this person wasn't involved. So this is for your own safety. And next thing you know, my son says, they're releasing her. They're releasing her. And I can hear him say, legally? And then she says, yeah. So I said, wow, that was pretty easy. I'm going to get in the truck that I'm not allowed to trespass up there, but I'm going to go fucking trespass anyways because I didn't commit any crimes. The only crime I did was letting a relative go to that fucking West Valley hospital. So I'm driving up there and la-da-da, hello, I'm happy. I'm happy. We're getting our relative out of that shithole. And I get there and there's fucking police cars all over the place. My phone rings. It's my daughter. She said, Dad, you may not want to drive up here. Well, I'm thinking I'm just pulling right up next to them all and say, what the hell's going on, guys? So I pull off and park in the other parking spot. You know, and I don't drive anything that really hides. I mean, does that look like you can hide that thing? And I turn it off and I get out and I start videotaping and all the policemen and you know, I see my son over here, my daughter over there, boyfriend over there. They got them all spread out like, man, they got freaking Bin Laden or something. And I see my son go back inside real quick. And I keep filming. I said, you know, I'm just going to film until I make sure my kids get out of here safely and nobody harms them. Because you never know, man. Police like to shoot people. We see it. Everybody fucking bitches about them getting shot. But if you mind your business and you do right, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to get shot. But you never know. So I see him coming out, and he's just hightailing it straight down through him. And I can see he's dialing his phone. And I yell, Larry, I'm over here. He doesn't even look at me. Larry, he says, Dad, I just go. You're not supposed to be on the property, and now we're fucking kicked off the property forever. So I turn off the camera. Here's my daughter and her boyfriend. You know, my daughter, who I tried to have her smuggle an electronic cigarette. You know, she can't even smuggle things, man. We got to get her working on things. Smuggle an electronic cigarette, and apparently she got caught, and she's all pissed off at me now. They're going to put me in jail. This is a tobacco-free area. Well, last time I looked at those electronic cigarettes, I didn't see any tobacco in them, so it ain't that big of a fucking deal to me. Besides, I don't have any paperwork. That's illegal. And anyways, we've made progress. We made progress yesterday. They know I'm not a complete idiot, and they know if I have too much time on my hands before I hear from somebody, I'm going to make waves, and as many waves as I fucking can. Because I like doing that. That's what Gordy does best. And I will dig and call and find information until I'm right. Because I know you guys aren't right because you can't produce paperwork. And remember, I told you last night, I said if there's any signed papers all of a sudden that look like my son's signature, we did this in 3rd grade. Don't put the paper over the top and trace it. Okay? That's not going to work. And I made a lot of people aware of where my relative's at, what went on there, how they kidnapped my relative or held him hostage, however you want to name it. It's wrong. This is the United States of America, the land of the free. And we don't tolerate stuff like that. And we won't tolerate it from this hospital. Yes, you have more money than me. Yes, you got a police substation right inside the hospital. Big deal. I never call the police anyways. They don't resolve stuff. They just cause more problems. But today's a new day. I got a lot of time on my hands, and I sure hope somebody out there knows a little bit more about this than I do, because I'm getting ready to make some calls, get whatever ammunition it needs for me to get motivated enough to go back in for round 3. I just hope nobody gets hurt. It shouldn't come to this. Doctors should voluntarily talk to the next of kin or whoever has legal rights. This is a 6th day. Have they called my phone? Fuck no. Have I heard from them? How you doing, Mr. Taylor? We hope your family member's doing good. We're taking the best care of them we can. Yada, yada, yada. No, because they fucking treat them like a fucking dog. Worse than a dog. Joe Pio treats the dogs better. So, shame on you, West Valley. I'm not going to let you off the hook. I'm going to go until somebody out there knows about this stuff. You're telling me I can just go grab my neighbor because I don't like that motherfucker? Say he's looking a little screwy outside, get him in a headlock, get him a little distressed, take him up to the hospital, sign a piece of paper saying I heard he was going to kill himself. And they'll lock the motherfucker up? Is this America? Land of the free? I don't think so. Peace. I'm out.